Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. As you can see, we've had a couple changes here. Most specifically, that my hair is shockingly pink. And I do mean shockingly. It looks fairly muted on camera, but I'm telling you, this is pink. Very, very pink. When we last left our heroes, they had just finished turning in their quests, having been handed their reward by one of the knight's squires, and then headed off to pursue their next objective, after taking a long night's rest, of course, in the inn. Something that they've noticed is that many of the soldiers seem to no longer be in the town. Will they catch up to these soldiers, or has something else sinister happened? We're going to find out as we continue on. It's the party. It's the morning, the day after. What are y'all doing?
Definitely making breakfast for everyone. Probably some nice caramelized French toast.
I mean, I'm not gonna complain against, like, basically free food, so as long as it's good, I don't care.
I'm going to enjoy it, whatever it is.
I will be just flipping through my notes of the last couple days. Learned a lot of interesting things and want to commit it to memory.
I'm just gonna relax, enjoy breakfast.
After breakfast, I just plan on maintaining equipment. Make sure everybody's gear is in working order.
After breakfast, you guys head back down the lift to the ground and continue southeast towards Egas. Who is leading?
Not
I mean,
it.
if no one else wants to, I don't mind.
Are we going by foot?
Well, you don't have horses.
Guards are gone, though. That was a very strong note that we were told. I'm not saying, but I'm just,
Woke up and
saying.
chose crime.
Every day is good for crime.
Did Calyx wake up and choose violence this morning?
Every single fucking day. I wake up
would
on
be
the right
more
side of bed, and that
concerned if-
includes violence.
I would be more concerned at this point if Val woke up and didn't choose violence.
If he was suddenly absolutely content with his life and no longer wished to choose violence?
I would be worried.
Something would be seriously wrong.
It is what it is.
That it is. Alright, whoever's in the lead, I need a perception check, please.
My friend.
I can be in the lead.
Yes, you can.
I see all.
Nice.
He's got like 17 eyes all of a sudden.
That works for today. Of course, that's the last of those I'll roll.
This
Oh, you
man
know
will
what?
never get another. He'll never get another crit the entire time he plays.
Oh
Nope,
goodness,
just tonight.
it's a
Don't-
new
don't
day.
hurt them like that.
I have to do 2 rolls. Sorry.
Yes, you do.
You suck that energy back in. This man can have all of that.
I'll think about it. I'll think about it.
Sending you those rolls now, Maddie.
Thank you. Okay. With a 23, you notice that even with the well-worn path the way it is, that it seems as though whoever is moving through here moved through quickly and with a substantial amount of people. Which leads you to believe or summarize that this might be
Large-scale troop movements.
yes, large-scale troop movement. Something actually you're familiar with, given your mercenary work.
Yeah.
I actually straight up forgot that you took, like, the mercenary as a background. I'm so sorry. My brain
No,
just
that's what I'm
shat
here for.
itself. I was like, shit. Alright.
Yes, we have war-footing going on by the looks of it. Something substantial anyway. They're moving lots of people, equipment. The question is, do we want to follow? Because it seems to be going in the direction we're going, doesn't it?
Well, if we want to find out
Yes, it
what's going on, we were told to travel to Egas.
And it looks like there's troops ahead of us heading towards Egas. There could be something substantial going down. But
Alright.
moving large units of troops is slow business normally. It looks like they're trying to push it forward at a possibly unhealthy pace. But it could lead to interesting encounters if we want to try and catch up with them. See what they're doing.
Well, if it is to the south,
But we're going that way.
yeah, if it is to the south, we'll be passing that basin I was telling you guys about a couple days ago.
Well, this is the first day here of a basin, but I do know an army does need quite a bit of food, and I'm sure they'd be happy to try some of mine. So I'm
Oh,
foregoing.
That was probably the
Don't
wrong
record
statement
that.
to
Gotcha.
say as Orion just starts talking about Gaia and how this basin originated from a fight between the Titans, and Gaia took the scar upon the land and turned it into this basin. And Orion just kind of throws lore at you for a couple minutes because you said that's the first time you've heard of the basin. They're like, aha, here's information.
The DM is quickly checking her notes to see if she wrote down said thing.
Yeah,
I did!
you did.
I
That
did!
was
It is here in the lore.
Yep, that is from when the lizard folk were
Yes.
screaming about Gaia, and Orion had an epiphany.
Yes, my tome of all of my canon notes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tome with all the session notes.
I remember saying it and just watching you panically write things in the book. Like, this is a thing! Oh, shit! So I knew it was in your notes. It
Look,
was somewhere.
sometimes your players just give you the perfect canon notes, okay?
Yeah, no, hey. It works, but I just kind of dump information onto Kitchen, hearing them not know about the basin. Without really thinking about, like, this is a lot of information. They just kind of start spewing data on the basin and the history and lore behind it.
Which is extensive. He tells you about these two titans that were waging war across the land, and how eventually it ceased. They were stopped either by other titans, their conflict was resolved, or the gods said, sit the fuck down. It was one of those three, and there is different tellings as to how this basin and mountain range came to be. I'm gonna need you, Kitchen, to give me an insight check, please.
Okay. I have whatever for that, so I'm gonna learn everything. Watch. Hey, not bad. 21.
Yeah.
This is pretty good. Orion seems to be more knowledgeable about this than just strictly folklore. Like,
Okay.
the way he's talking about this, he sounds like he was there.
Okay.
But, I
Orion,
mean,
you
his
must have quite
stories,
the imagination to.
his stories ring true with what you know. Because
Okay.
they match to what the lore is for the basin and the mountains.
There are some bits of it that aren't really in books or lore around, but a large chunk of it matches up to what's written.
I mean that's a lot to take in, Orion. But thank you for sharing. I loved your enthusiasm. It felt like you were there. It almost felt like I was there.
So, do we want to try and hire horses and speed things up, or are we happy with a forced march?
We probably wouldn't find horses. They're probably already gone with the groups that's gone ahead of us.
I have only ever tried to ride a horse once, and the horse did not appreciate the experience.
All right, forced march it is.
And they may not like, indigo.
She's trained.
Well, that's true.
Oh,
Eh.
I it's not indigo I was worried about, Val. It was the horses reacting to her.
She's trained enough to not bite. Unless she's really hungry, but she's well fed.
I know. Thank you for letting me help.
Well, does anybody need any supplies before we set off?
I'm ready to go.
I think I've got all the ingredients I need.
All right. Onward.
All right.
Onward will march ahead.
Okay. You continue on for the day. However, you don't seem to catch up to the army that is preceding you. You're not sure if you've closed the gap at all, or if they set out many days ahead of you. But as you settle in to rest for the night, you have not caught sight of the army. In the morning, you wake up,
They're
and it
moving
is
on.
much of the same the next day. You feel like you might just consistently be a day behind the soldiers that are marching. On day 3, whoever's in the lead, I need another perception check, please.
Not so good this time.
Nope, not so good this time. But, that's good for me. Go ahead and fix up your tokens here. As you see approaching 2 orcs. Which I need to double check something. Okay. Calyx, because you have an uncanny 6th sense for when things are about to go wrong, please give me a perception check.
We love it here. Hold on, where's my I lost my character sheet because of the dark mode and the black background. I was like, fuck. 23, 18 plus 5.
Fantastic. Hold on to that, because we're going to come back to that in a second.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Party, in front of you are 2 orcs. And they're making a noise. And I'm gonna need everybody to give me an insight check to identify what this noise is.
Oh, insight's
Nope.
not bad.
Man, Kitchen, you are just on fire with that today.
Consistently
man.
21s, eh?
We love that for you.
Yeah.
I got a 21 as well.
That's
Oh,
a
shit.
19.
Okay. If you rolled 18 or higher, which would be Kitchen, Orion, and Val, Calyx. I swear to God, I'm just gonna start calling you Calyx, and to hell with your fake name for the party.
I mean, just make sure characters call me Val whenever I mention
yes,
that. Yes,
absolutely.
you can call me Calyx.
Yes, Calyx. So Calyx, Orion, Kitchen. You realize that you guys are being targeted. The noises they're making is basically marking you guys. Oh, and that perception that you rolled,
How many?
Calyx, you glance up just in time to see a manticore dive bombing you. And everybody can go ahead and roll for initiative.
It's not really necessary now, is it?
Necessary or not, it's happening.
My initiative is missing from the sheet.
Wow.
The bottom of the stack. As usual.
We tried.
That's fine. Okay. Do that. Sorry.
All right. And because he's coming in first, for the record, he is currently 50 feet in the air. So even though he looks like he's in range, he's 50 feet in the air.
Lovely.
Yep. Fred,
Uh-huh.
19 to hit.
Yeah, you know that's gonna hit.
You are going to take 11 piercing damage as one of the tail spikes.
Hang on. That dude. Yeah, what was it, 19?
Yes.
Shield saves me.
What does it go to?
Plus 5 gives me 21.
Uh-huh. For the record, next time I ask, does a number hit? If you don't call shield then, you don't get to cast it.
Okay.
I'm gonna let it go this time, but you gotta be on the ball with your reactions.
Mm-hmm.
So, still 50 feet in the air. Orion. You're up.
Well, heck this. I would like to cast Phantasmal Force.
Jesus, that just fills up the chat.
Yes, it does. It's a whole lot of stuff. And I would like it to roll a 5 on its intelligence save.
Okay, so it rolled a 3. So, what are you making it see, sir?
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing this
Oh
for you.
no.
What
Oh
are
no.
you doing?
So, sound temperature and other stimuli. I want to create the image of a ball of fire just surrounding the creature.
Okay. And this is just a stationary ball of fire, yes?
It is a... You know, we're going to make it a cage of fire. That works better.
Okay.
A cage of fire around the creature. It is stationary, but it believes
you.
it is entirely real.
Yep. And it's around it, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else, Orion?
That'll do it. Take out notebook and start drawing Manticore up in the sky.
Okay. Oh, Red, you're up first since you're sharing an initiative with one of the monsters.
Well, that's gonna get out of the way. She's sliding over here. And she's, of course, she's going to touch Monric. And enlarge him. It just
Okay.
always works so well.
Yeah, one of these days it's not
In
gonna.
begin.
One of these days I gotta run out of it.
No, one of these days it's just not gonna work.
Yeah, I know.
And then what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to get a brand new playbook.
Pray.
Anything
And I'm
else?
hiding.
Yeah.
What's up? 30 feet. And then I'm going to move back.
Okay.
Yeah, my full 30.
Yep. Is Phantasmal Force a concentration? Yes, it is.
You bet it is.
Okay. Okay. Does a 13 hit you, Orion?
Meets it, beats it.
Cool. You're gonna take 13 slashing damage, and I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Sure. Natural 20 on the con save. For a total of 24.
Okay. Calyx.
Alright. let's do... We'll go after the Manticore.
I was gonna say, when could Calyx cast spiritual weapon? This is news to me.
I mean, that's just
Mind
my
keeping that
inner
roll, though.
cleric showing, so I think it's probably fine. Listen, if I don't multi-class into cleric at some point, more than likely, I don't think it's one of my characters.
I am not inclined to disagree with you.
Alright. So, I'm gonna pistol at the Manticore, but we'll do something fun. Because I have the sharpshooter feat now, since we leveled.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Level 4 fighter, baby! Alright, so I take a -5 penalty, but if it hits, I get +10 damage on top of my damage.
Yes, I am well aware of how the sharpshooter feat works.
Okay, that's... So that would be 18 to hit.
On the Manticore?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, so 10. What is a D10? No, that's a D. That's a D8. Okay,
The one
sorry.
with the 10 sides on it there.
Shut your mouth.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's 10 plus 4 plus 6 for 20.
Really?
And then my turn to back up because fuck this. I'll go over here. I don't care if Orc wants to come and play with me. Give me my pointer. There it is. I don't care. There we go. He wishes. Yeah, that was 6 on the dice plus 4 and then sharpshooter 10.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Well, Fred, you're about to be in trouble. Because this orc is gonna chase you down. Because they get to use aggressive. 16 to hit.
Oh no,
Right?
yeah, meets it, beats it.
You're gonna take 8 slashing damage as he starts laying into you like you're a tree. Just hauling back his great axe and attempting to cleave you in half like you're a tree to be felled.
Ow!
Would he not proc an attack from either myself or
Nope.
Monric?
Nope.
Is he not getting increased range?
Nope.
I got reach
Do you?
as a large.
He would have avoided your reach to start off with, and then avoided being anywhere near Calyx because he's going after the green one that turned somebody large.
Oh, so he zigzagged somehow. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Also, Fred, Constitution saving throw, please.
Make him in twice, but sorry. 23.
Okay. You maintain concentration on a large reduce.
Mm-hmm.
Kitchen.
Yeah. Man, there's a lot of things going on.
Yes, welcome to fighting with this party.
Yeah, thanks.
That's the name of the game. There's a lot of things going on.
There's a lot of things going on here. Man, people are getting hit. There's things to kill. You know what? There's this son of a gun right next to me. I think I'm going to... I'll move right here for the advantage. And then, I think I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon. I'll re-roll it, though, because that, I mean...
Okay.
That one, obviously, was a mistake. As good as that roll was. Oh, darn, one less.
Just
Yeah.
one less.
Yeah.
Does your spiritual weapon manifest as a frying pan, like a cast iron frying pan?
No. So I follow the goddess Hestia.
Yep.
And my spiritual weapon looks like a cleaver. That just kind of emanates a godly light, or like a godly light. So yeah, and I'd like that to hit the guy that I'm after, right next to.
All right. Also, just so you're aware, you can get flanking with your spiritual weapon because it's yours. Nobody else can.
Yep.
To make my life easy just for now. Is that roughly where your spiritual weapon is? Yay or nay?
Yay.
Perfect. The 23 is gonna hit him, so go ahead and give me that damage.
9.
Okay. Anything else, Kitchen? Because that was a bonus action.
Oh, does casting it initially cast it? Oh, it does. Okay, awesome. In that case, I'm gonna smash the guy with my my meat tenderizer. Wow, that
not
was
with a
gosh.
10, you're not.
No. All right. Well, I hit him once.
Fantastic. Monric. You are large-sized. However, you are still
I'm
not
not
tall
tall
enough
enough.
to reach the man.
Well, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and two-hand the warhammer and hit the orc.
All right. The 19 is good.
And we get an extra. So for 12 total.
He is wavering on his feet, but he is still standing. And I am going to attempt to break through this illusion. The manticore is hissing and shrieking at this cage of fire as if it's going to do something. And he still firmly believes that it is real. All right then. Okay, Orion, back up to the
Cool.
top of the round.
At the start of my turn, from it trying to rally against its cage, it will receive 6 points of damage, further cementing that it is real.
It's going to take 6 points of damage from what?
From...
No, I found it.
Yep. At the start of each of my turns.
And you rolled 6, didn't you?
I did.
Bastard. Man, I was like really excited. This is gonna be really great, and then no. Thanks for that, Otter. Continue.
Happy to help. And I will point at the orc that attacked me, and I would like to cast brain damage.
Calling it brain damage. I'm assuming
will never
it's
not be
mind
funny to me.
sliver.
You bet. I would like an intelligence save from the fella.
Well, it fails. And it
Yay.
doesn't matter how much damage you do because this man had 1 health left.
I rolled a 4.
Alright. Had you rolled another 6, his head may have exploded.
That's okay. He hit me. I didn't like it.
Yes. Just enough. He absolutely did say he was casting brain damage.
Mind Sliver. It's pretty much casting brain damage.
What? Anything else? Potter.
Continue sketching Manticore, and
Right.
end my turn.
Fred.
Well, I'm just gonna attack the orc with my dagger.
Yeah? You sounded so unsure.
Yep.
Well, give me the damage. 24 is definitely gonna hit. God.
I... Sorry.
Anything else?
Dead. I'm not gonna run away because he'll attack me.
Calyx.
Cannot hear you, buddy. I think you're muted.
That's assaulting Fred. I'm not going to sharpshooter, so I won't put you through that again. But I did roll a 14 on the dice plus 8.
Well, I mean, you can sharpshooter all you want, dear. Just understand that having taken it, shit is going to be a lot harder.
I'm a gunslinger. What else did you want me to do? 22 to hit?
Yeah, 22 is good.
8 damage.
Okay. Anything else, Calyx?
I'm going to action surge. I'm going to go for the Manticore.
Uh-huh.
I would like to take an aim shot. I would like to actually call my shot, and I'd like to hit one of the Manticore's wings.
Okay.
I can sharpshooter on top of that one, though.
Yeah, hang on. Because cold shots are a thing in Pathfinder, and I don't know if they are in 5e. Please hold.
I know we've talked about them before. I have literally nothing. I know nothing about it. I just want to aim for his wing.
Cold shots are not a thing in 5e.
So I can't aim?
No, you can. You can say what you're aiming for.
I'm aiming
it's
for the
just-
wing.
So in Pathfinder, a cold shot means you take a -10 to your to hit, but you deal an ass ton of damage.
No, I
in
just want to
exchange.
try and tear the wing so it's on the ground. I apologize for your illusion, but I don't know if everybody can see it, so.
No,
Only
only
it
the
can see
creature
it.
can see it.
19 plus 8 minus 5.
19 plus 8 is 27.
27, 21.
Minus, it gives you
22?
22. Yeah, 22 is good.
This one. Sorry. Just looking at my dice, like, which one is the D10 again? Twenty. 23 damage.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, do you know what the magazine is in your gun?
No, I don't think you gave that to me. Unless it is in the information, which I should have wrote down, but I guess I may not have.
I'm just double checking because I thought it was in the information, but it may not have been.
Let me go look again.
Because I'm pretty sure the one I gave you has 4 shots before you have to reload.
It does not say.
Okay. For future reference, it's 4 shots.
Okay. So I've taken 3.
3. Wretched, every firearm has a different number of rounds. And some of them have, like, they're single shots, some of them have full-ass magazines. This is a primitive pistol, so I'm only giving 4 shots in the magazine before reload.
I'll be back in 2 seconds, but it's not quite my turn.
Yep. The Manticore crashes down through the illusion. meaning that the illusion is now broken. The Manticore is now in range of Monring, but is not on the ground. It is... Oh, right, it's the only surviving orc, so we know what he's gonna do. 21 to hit Fred. Was that a guess?
Yes.
You're going to take 13 slashing damage.
Ow.
How you looking?
Not so hot.
Kitchen. Dear?
I'm gonna, now that the Manticore is down, I feel like it's only right to beat the hell out of it. Although Fred's getting smacked.
Hang on. The Manticore is in range of Monring, who is large size.
Oh, he's not on the ground. I'm sorry.
He's not on the ground yet.
Okay. All right then. Well, that other orc's gonna get his ass whooped then. I'm gonna swing around to this side. And then
Okay.
can you move my spiritual weapon onto the other side of him?
Yes. Are you moving on the other side of the orc?
Yeah, opposite of me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit him with the cleaver and my meat tenderizer.
Yep.
I guess I'll do my meat tenderizer first. Damn it.
21 is good.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I have. I forgot. I do have advantage. Okay, so three damage there. Hit with a 26 with the spiritual weapon. And another 9 damage.
Okay. Well, the spiritual weapon takes it.
It's a good boy.
Kitchen, Fred is, bleeding profusely. Looks like another well-aimed hit may have possibly severed her spinal cord and literally cleaved her in half.
Oh no!
Monric. The Manticore is in range.
The Manticore's gonna get a double fistful.
Oh yeah?
I'm doing the hammer overhead smash. Ah!
Not with a 7
Man.
you won't.
And I won't hit a dang thing.
Alright, well, since it's now pretty much in range for melee,
Just a quick question. It doesn't say in the spell that the 10-foot cube is stationary, only that it perceives it as a 10-foot cube. Does it forcibly being moved break that? Or would it still perceive what it's go? Because it says that it will come up for an explanation for itself if it believes it's still real. And if it's in their brain, would that still apply even though it is moved? It's completely a DM call here. It's just weirdly worded.
I know why they worded it that way, and it's so that as long as you're maintaining concentration, it persists. But if you fall through an illusion, you've fallen through an illusion. Like,
But also in the spell, it says, for example, a target
know.
attempting to walk across the bridge.
I know. This is why I'm saying, like,
Always with you.
I know why they're doing it that way. But also, if you fall through an illusion, you fall through an illusion.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just clarifying because the spell's worded weirdly. So it's your call.
I'm gonna rule it that if the illusion gets broken either by moving through it or something dispels it, whatever, then the illusion is done.
Okay.
Mostly because that Again, I know why they've worded it that way. I know the purpose of the spell, but the mechanics of it, like, if you're gonna go through the illusion, you know it's an illusion.
The brain is a crazy place, but that's your call, that's your call. That's fine by me.
Yep. 21 to hit Monric.
That'll definitely hit.
You're gonna take 5 slashing damage. It seems to have to shake off whatever Orion did to it before it can finally sink its claws into you.
Works for
Alright.
me.
Back to me. Well then. Well, now that it's close, I'm going to... That's an action. That's an action. Cool. We're just gonna see about some mage armor because that last hit hurt. So we're gonna do that.
Okay. Anything else, Orion?
Negative.
Fred.
Crossbow at the Minotaur.
Okay.
21.
21 will hit. Maybe I should have just put more than one manticore in here. I'm thinking I should have put more than one manticore in here. Anything else, Fred?
Nope. Do I need another Constitution save?
No, because you haven't gotten hit again yet. Calyx. 1 shot left.
Make it a sharpshooter then. Make it count.
Do it.
$18 to hit.
18 is good.
$18.
18 to hit with 18 damage.
Yeah.
We love that.
As 4 plus 4 plus 10.
Yep. Anything else, Calyx?
No.
Kitchen.
Okay, so you were saying Fred's not looking great, right?
No, she's not. Like I said, she looks like one more good swing probably would have cleaved her in twain.
Let's see what I can do about that.
She's on her knees.
Yeah, let's, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds. So, I pull out a little bowl of Minotaur Crane Fresh, and I smear it right on the wounds.
Ooh.
We love that. As you do so, Fred, you receive 7 healing back, and you feel your skin start to knit itself back together. Almost as if somebody were like transplanting branches of one tree to another.
Are you a gardener?
No, just a very good cook. And trust me, this thing tastes much better than it feels.
Just picturing kitchen smearing creme fraiche
With
on
like
somebody.
with like one of those small little spatulas, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I can still use my spiritual weapon, right?
Yes.
As a bonus.
Perfect. Then I'm gonna just walk it over to the thing, and is it on the ground now?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, whatever. I'll still get it over there for later.
It's about 15 feet up at this
Okay.
point.
All right. Well, in that case, yeah, I'll just put it over between its pog and Orion.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. That's my turn.
Monric.
Okay. Well, I am going to feint attack, two-handed. See if we can't make up for last turn. I will do a precision
Well,
strike to get
14
me
is good. So
No, 14 will hit? Okay.
14 is good. You want to roll me your additional damage for, there you go.
So,
10.
why does it say 8 plus 8?
Because
yeah.
your attack
Oh,
is
'cause
auto
it's
rolling
like
with advantage.
That's right. So yes, 10, and then I'm going to go ahead and action surge. Have
Do it.
advantage on this attack.
Okay. 24 is good.
24 for 12.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot the extra damage from my feint as well.
Do it up.
An extra one.
Okay.
So total of 21 damage.
Yes. So very good batch of
Or
damage.
23 damage, sorry.
That's the good stuff.
Does a 13 hit you, Monric?
13 will miss.
How about a 19?
19 will definitely hit.
You're gonna take another 7 points of slashing damage. Orion.
All right.
You're up.
Hey. Brain damage.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let's try some brain damage.
You know what? I'm just gonna start throwing things at you that have hella intelligence. Just
That's
so this
okay.
stops working.
I can decide 2 of their rolls a day.
But I do roll a 16.
Hey. Well done.
Or I don't take any psychic damage for the first
Miss-
time ever.
That's fine.
Anything else, Orion?
I think that'll do it.
Fred?
Red's gonna throw her arms around Kitchen just to say a thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome.
And then she is going to pick up her crossbow again and aim it back at him. Not at Kitchen. And misses with a 6.
Yep. Man, you are so lucky I'm not playing with friendly fire. Calyx.
Hey. Gun needs to be reloaded. Gun goes back into the holder, and we'll just shoot with the bow, which is not a bad thing. Where's my character sheet? That is not my character sheet. Alright, 21.
21 is
I have a-
good.
Perfect. That's a D8. Sorry. For a whopping 5 damage.
5? A whole 5?
Yep, my 4 plus a 1 on the die.
Shitty. Anything else?
No.
Okay. Kitchen.
So, I think he's still up a little high. I can't hit him with nothing. I'm gonna use my guiding bolt and toss a fresh cut deep onion at him.
Oh boy. Well, the 22 is good.
Perfect.
And for 16 radiant damage.
Hot dog. All right, and then if anyone
Cody?
hits something, yeah.
How would you like to do this?
Oh, I threw an onion at him. There's not a lot of good ways to do it.
Maybe it's like one of those baby faces. Whenever like they bite into something that they should not have eaten. This dies because the onion is so gross.
You know what? I'm
No.
just gonna.
You
I'm
have
gonna-
found out that this manticore, this one in particular, seems to be really, really allergic to onions.
That's perfect. That's what I want.
Like, deathly allergic. Like,
Yeah.
like You remember the kid that was deathly allergic to peanuts and you weren't allowed to have peanut butter at school anymore?
Yeah, I would have shot a peanut at him if he was 15 feet up. So let's do this.
That is what happened. You lob this onion, and the manticore, out of reaction, snaps it out of the air, only to realize it was an onion and that he's allergic to them. And it is a slow, very painful death that is over in 6 seconds. Well done, Kitchen.
It felt like an eternity to the manticore, but really it was 6 seconds.
Yes, exactly.
That was
Exactly.
amazing.
So with that, before we do the last bit of wrap up here with this combat, we're gonna take a quick 10-minute break, and we'll be back at 25 after. I need to grab a drink, use the bathroom, and then we will keep going, because there is more to be learned in today's session. We'll be right back, guys. Stick around. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for sticking with us. Apologies that we were a little bit later. We were talking about Prismatic Wall, and if you don't know what Prismatic Wall is, you should go look it up, because it's a fun spell.
It's shocking. Oh my god.
It's a fun spell. That being said, you have successfully dealt with the Manticore and the 2 orcs. What are you doing, party?
Picking a couple of manticore spikes.
Give me a survival check to harvest the spikes.
While he's doing that, I would love to get some manticore meat.
I was about to say a little bit of manticore
Um.
meat for Indigo.
Not very well.
Before we start tearing it apart, can I please draw this for research?
I just had
Okay.
Indigo on the butt and still let her go at a leg or something.
I attempt to sketch out, like, a couple angles of the manticore in my book. Do
So,
I
Otter,
need
did they
to
have
roll for
Orcs
drawing?
back when you were from?
Yes, give me a performance check, please.
Yeah, roll for art. Performance?
Performance.
That's a 19.
Yeah, you managed to successfully render the, you successfully render the Manticore in your book.
Lovely.
In all of its anaphylactic glory.
Orcs were around last I knew, yes?
Yes.
Yes, I am familiar with orcs.
Okay, you just get surprised by things all the time, so. Figured I'd ask.
No worries. I believe the phrase people use nowadays is, I lived under a rock for a while.
I see that.
Well, if we have orcs this far inland, just after the army passed, there's definitely something going on. These orcs don't have anything interesting in their equipment and such, do they?
Give me an investigation check, sir.
Oh.
They
think
don't
it's
seem to
right.
have anything of note, no. They have a unrecognized tribal, symbol, but you don't recognize where it's from. You have no idea who they are, who they belong to, none of it.
Orcs, generic.
This is Random Orc 706, along with his
No.
buddy, Random Orc 707.
What does this symbol look like?
It doesn't matter, because you're reading way too much into a throwaway encounter.
No, Orion would have put it in their book. That's why I'm asking,
Fair
that's
enough.
all.
Have you seen The Mandalorian?
Yes.
It looks like
The helm?
I think it's the antelope sigil. Is that what it is?
It's like a rhino, wasn't it? Sort of.
It looks kind of like a no, not that one. There's a. I will find an image and I will give it to you because I know which one I want, and I'm doing a terrible job describing it.
That's okay. that's a throwaway encounter, so you can just give that to me later. Just Orion would have put it in their book for future
Yes.
use.
I will give it to all of you, just in case I decide that it wasn't actually a throwaway encounter and shit's gonna happen. But either
Orion
way,
brings it up 30
either
sessions
way-
in the future.
Christ. Anyway, moving on.
Gather the party and continue onward.
It's just licking her wounds. And the manicure,
Yes, we'll let Fred rest for a little while, and let Kitchen tend.
Okay, so you guys are gonna take a short rest or a long rest?
I would say short, but depends on what everybody else wants.
I'd be okay with a quick rest.
Alright, you settle in to take your long rest. Or short rest. Short rest. Words! If you wish and desire to, you can roll a hit die to get health back.
Cool. I'm going to use my arcane recovery and a hit die.
While we're resting,
And a
You
second
think?
win.
do you think there's a little time for me to cook up? I was thinking some raptor treats.
What would you make for raptor treats? Kitchen?
Chopped up manticore bits.
That works.
So you're gonna cook up bits of manticore.
Yeah.
For the velociraptor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna give it to him raw. I'm a chef.
I mean, I don't think
Absolutely.
she'd
Just
decline
despite
if
the
it was
fact
raw.
that Indigo is absolutely a carnivore.
It's like little sweet
Okay.
treats.
Yeah,
During the
yeah.
short rest, I'm just gonna take the time to reload the gun and let Indigo have at it.
And just when they're finished, I'd like to approach this man with the gun that I haven't quite introduced myself to yet.
Fed
Okay.
me a couple times.
Yeah, I fed you, but I feed lots of people, so it doesn't really mean anything.
Acquaintance, I guess, at this point.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
We've been traveling together for a bit, and I'm not sure of your name, but I've brought treats for your little friend there.
All right. I'll take it. Val. That's my name.
Very nice to meet you, Val, and your friend?
Indigo.
Indigo,
Same.
very cute. I just wanted to say hello. My name is Kitchen. You've been eating the food I've been preparing, so I thought you may want to introduce yourself at some point. But I'll take the initiative here.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, well then enjoy the treats. Very very productive conversation.
Not.
Goodbye then.
I feel like Kitchen, on first meeting Val / Calyx, got more information out of Calyx than any of you on first meeting.
All I said was my name is Val. This is Indigo. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Thank you.
I mean, it's more
I
than
gotta
Fred
thank you,
got.
which I feel like
He's
is a lot.
good. I mean, you're keeping him well fed. He's gonna say thank you to somebody who keeps him well fed. I'm sorry. The way to his heart is one step is through his stomach, so.
That's the only step I know, baby. Woo!
I know exactly. What movie you made of that? Ah, I'm so sorry.
I could see that statement in my brain.
Yeah, I didn't need to be on cam for that, eh?
No, you did
No.
not.
No.
Mannerisms and everything. I watched that happen.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I
I'm
felt
glad.
that happen. Like, it was a reaction. The moment you did it, I was like, yeah. Oh, it was
Your
great.
fucking stomach turned, and you're just like, oh, I hate this.
No, actually, I love it. Oh, it's good.
Okay. Yeah, so you gather what you want. With Kitchen's assistance, you're able to get some of the manticore meat and properly salvage the carcass for fur and spikes, since things are, valuable in a barter economy.
Did you want me to roll for that?
Give me a survival check at advantage because you are used to cleaning things off of meat.
Shit. Okay.
Did you use that
I mean,
20?
I would be
Nope.
going
That's
to
not bad.
try and get Indigo some as well, so can I give a hand by chance?
Well, you can try and roll for yourself.
Sure.
I'd like to give, as long as I got some of the spikes, I'd like to give Monric the spikes that I harvested.
17.
They're just useful. We could turn them into something sometime, you know.
Oh, for sure. I have no use for them. They don't stock
You are
well.
able to definitely get what you need, Calyx.
Perfect. I make sure to pass it out and around. First, probably to Kitchen, because I know he'll make something good with it. And,
I
yeah,
know my
that's about
role.
it. That's about it.
All right. All right. You set out to continue traveling. Eventually, you find another little off section where you can set up camp for the night. There's concern and a little bit words. Tension. That's the word I wanted. Fuck. There's a little bit of tension given the fact that you encountered Oryx and a Manticore, but for the most part, it seems that everything is okay. Oh my god. And as you prepare to move out for,
We stayed for the night. Is that it?
yes.
Rest?
As you prepare to move out for the 4th day, instead of moving out, you are instead found by what seems to be almost a caravan of traders.
Who did they betray?
But tish.
I will send you my portent rolls for the day.
Yes, please.
My dice could not decide if they wanted to like me or not, so enjoy these numbers because I'm laughing at them.
I want you to know that those are the numbers that won JT the fight in Cursive Strahd. Just so you're aware. Those are exactly the numbers, one of which saved his life, and the other of which let him kill Strahd. No, not let him kill Strahd. He gave it to Nyx, who nat 20'd on the roll, and then got another nat 20 instead. because JT is a divination wizard IRL. If you guys want to check that out, that is actually saved in our clips here on Twitch.
Well, JT knows what my rules are then.
Yes.
Enjoy, buddy.
So you have encountered a traveling caravan.
Ooh, lovely. I wonder where they've been. Should we go talk with them?
Yes, absolutely. Kitchen's gonna very enthusiastically start approaching all these traders.
Okay.
Just looking over everything they've got, you know.
Sure.
And we'll
Same.
go ahead with them.
So this seems to be a family unit of some kind. There is not a startling similarity between all 6 of them, but enough that you can definitely tell that they're related. It's partly in the shape of the face, and as you're listening to them talk, the accents are all sort of similar. But when you get a look at all 6 of them, they could not look more different, really. There is one who sits on top of the caravan with a bow drawn, clearly on the lookout for anything that could possibly be approaching to do them harm. There is one seated at the front who is driving and seems to wear these rather thick glass set of glasses, clearly so that he can see. There is one clinging to the back of the caravan who looks almost as big as Monric does when he's been enlarged, with a scar covering one side of his face. Seated up next to the one who is driving is a young girl who definitely looks like she's related to the others. One who is walking next to the cart, or the caravan, sorry. And he has one half of his face completely covered in a tattoo. And the last seems to be walking around on a mixture of metal and wooden prosthetics. He seems to be missing his legs from the knees down, and is actually missing... Hold please, because I need to make sure I tell you which is the right arm.
You said both. Both.
Both of his legs from the knees down. And his right arm from the elbow to his wrist, so his entire forearm on his right arm is missing and is replaced with the same sort of mechanical wooden prosthetic.
Cool.
And the first thing they see is Kitchen,
the caravan.
Ryan, and Fred walking up to the caravan.
Yep. The one with the glasses pulls their horses to the stop, and he regards you for a moment before he pushes his glasses up his nose a little bit more. And kind of gives you a small smile. It's not often that we run into travelers who are approaching us with such determination. I hope you're not here to try and procure our items through violent means.
Not us. We would not do this. I'm Fred, and this is Kitchen, and this is Orion.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble for copyright, but this is such just kind of a throwaway encounter. So, well, this is my sister Omega, the one there standing next to you with the skull tattoo. That's Hunter. The one clinging to the back of the caravan is Wrecker. I'm Tech. The the one up top, and he kind of just gestures to the top of the caravan. We call him Crosshair. He never misses. Unerring accuracy. And our yes, JT, that's exactly it. And the one with the prosthetics is Echo. And what can we do for you?
Where are you coming from?
Well, we came from Fallholt originally. And we've been traveling north. We're headed for Watandi.
We're heading towards Egas. Is there issues when you came? Did you come through there?
We tried to skirt Egas as much as we could.
Why?
Seem to have a very large military presence. And given that our origins are from Pycity, well, we didn't think we'd be welcomed.
Because it's a huge city, has Orion heard of Watandi? Or is that another...
Yeah. No,
okay.
Watandi is the capital city of Tiamph.
So I would actually be aware of where that is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking. And why do you feel you wouldn't be welcome?
Well, we've heard some unsettling rumors. Specifically, well, I don't like to, I'd like to have all the information if I'm going to be telling people things. It tends to work out better for everyone involved. But what I heard was that the crown princess, Annalise, of this country, has been kidnapped.
No.
Mm-hmm. It's at this point, while Tech is speaking, that Wrecker comes around the edge of the caravan, curious as to why they've stopped. And he is a big guy, decked out in armor with plenty of weapons. Monric, this is the kind of guy that you would spar with, and he wouldn't get tired after 7 opponents. He's big.
My kind of guy.
Yes.
Of course, he'd kick my butt, but that's okay.
Wow, you're big.
Thank you. Also, I didn't hear anything about the crown princess, but I did hear that a couple of the local knights have gone missing. And they kind of devolve into like a small argument amongst each other, and it is like 4 of the 6 of them. Specifically, Hunter, Tech, Crosshair, and Wrecker all start just kind of arguing about what the truth is and what they heard, because they all seem to have heard different things.
And
So
all they see is
all they see is
Writing in his book.
Orion sitting there
Oh.
looking
Just
back and
taking
forth
notes.
and just taking notes of the whole situation.
fair enough.
So,
So while they're
can-
having this
can we get a
argument,
consensus here?
while they're having this argument, they've kind of just started to ignore you guys. However, Echo kind of just rolls his eyes and gestures for Omega, who hops down off the front seat. And Fred, she's looking up at you with a wide smile and fascination in her eyes, as if you are the most beautiful thing that she has ever met. Mostly
tall is
because she
she?
hasn't seen Calyx yet. What was that, Mom?
How tall is she?
She is like 3.5 feet. She's a kid.
Oh, Fred's down on her knees, just talking to her and like, you know, showing her different things about her skin and her color
And Omega is just full of questions.
Mhm.
You know, like, what are the origins of the Tandrax, and where are you from, and what sort of tree do you represent? Like, she is full of questions. And if you are willing to indulge her, then you have occupied her for the entire time the caravan is here.
absolutely.
So Echo, while he lets his other brothers argue and his sister be curious, looks at you guys. So, we're a trading caravan, and we carry goods and other things with us, as well as information. You were clearly stopping us for the goods and not the conversation. What can I help you with?
The conversation
actually,
has been
the
great, but what
information
do you have?
we're after.
You watch as he moves over to the side of the caravan, and he just kind of gently nudges Omega out of the way because she's just slightly in the way. And after she shifts, he brings up his prosthetic hand, slaps it against, well, I say slaps it, but he puts it against the side of the caravan, and then where his hand has fit is a depression, and he twists, which opens up the caravan. And you see a wide selection of items. There are weapons, there are armor, there are furs. Yes,
It's a
Otter.
clockwork caravan.
Yes, this is a clockwork caravan. But that wouldn't
That's
surprise you.
amazing.
This wouldn't surprise you. Well, I mean, it might surprise you a little bit, Monric, but considering the fact that he's got a prosthetic hand or arm from the elbow down, and he's walking around on prosthetics, it's clear that they know what they're doing when it comes to clockwork machinations.
Right. But just the fact that they're artificers, that they're doing some pretty ridiculous stuff here.
Also, I know I said that this is going to be a throwaway encounter, but you are definitely going to run into these guys again, so I'm going to rename them, and I will give you their names later. But you see a wide range of items. There is regular parchment paper, quills, ink, weapons, shields, armor. If you can imagine it, you can probably find it here in some capacity. I'm also really sad that Yugen is missing this episode.
Yeah, that would have been really awesome having him for this.
Yugen is here with us kind of in chat, but he has some stuff going on, couldn't be here with us.
He says all over getting a new weapon if that's possible.
Yeah, I'll correspond with him over chat, and we'll get him outfitted.
Yep.
So the rest
Well,
of you,
Monric and Kitchen are talking with them about spells, or not spells, supplies, Orion is just gonna kind of watch and start ritual casting Detect Magic.
Okay, so it's gonna take you 10 minutes to do so.
Yep, so while they talk, Orion's just kind of like doing their thing.
So I'm curious if you have any poems or scrolls or anything that talk about this artifice work that you guys do, because you obviously are very skilled at what you're doing, and it's pretty amazing.
Let me pull Tech out of that argument before it gets too much more. He's the artificer of all of us. And he steps back for a moment, and then he bodily just removes Tech from the conversation and pulls him over to do his job. And again, he pushes those glasses up his nose so that he can see. And he answers most of the questions you have about it, Monric. He does keep some back because he needs to have, like their trade secrets, and you're not an artificer.
Right, I'm just someone that's becoming an aficionado.
Yes. But for the most part, he'll answer most of your questions, specifically on how things work, but he won't tell you the finite details about how it goes together. So that you know that the Caravan does the thing where it folds out, but he won't explain to you the machinations of exactly how that works.
Well, that's fair. I am only a smith. But hey, I know a little bit.
Sure.
It's just really cool.
This is also like his proprietary technology, right?
Of course, of course.
Now, he doesn't claim the proprietary technology on Echo's prosthetics, and he is more than happy to share that information, but the stuff specifically with the Caravan, that's his, and he won't share it. Because that's
Actually,
their
I'd be
giving.
fascinated to hear about Echo's prosthetics too, because those things are really cool, and that might be something that we have to consider at some point for one of us, considering the profession that we're in.
Echo actually picks up this narrative while Tech continues conversing with anybody else who has questions, specifically about the Caravan or about items in the Caravan, which we will get to in just a second. The prosthetics. Echo picks up this narrative. I used to live in a place called Traver Craig. It's set in the mountain in High City. And the knight lieutenants that hold sway in that city tend to not like when people do things for free. And they're not particularly fond of anybody who's just doing something good to do something good. As you can see, I got caught 3 times.
Well,
I
that's
was...
terrible.
Yes. If you ever go to Traver Craig, you will notice a great many of the citizens have the same prosthetics.
That's
They may not-
wrong.
I know it is. But nobody is strong enough to stop them. So they just continue.
Well, someday we will be.
I hope so. For their sake. But I had been captured by them on a 4th offense, which was going to spell out my death. Had my brothers not shown up and saved me.
Well, I'm glad they did.
So much.
It's a fate you didn't deserve.
But yes, they attach. He actually detaches his arm, and holds it out for both Yugen and Monric to see. And you notice on the inside are a series of runes, and it is clear that magic is what powers these prosthetics.
That's cool.
And then you watch as he refits it against the stump that is left of his elbow. And there's just a moment where the fingers are lifeless before they reconnect to the nerve endings basically in his arm. And then you watch as he does a series of tests to make sure that the nerves are working properly before he flexes his hand and folds his hands in front of him.
How long has this
Wow.
conversation taken?
10 minutes.
Okay.
So, with your detect magic, Orion, you are almost blinded by the sheer amount of magic that is emanating from this caravan. The caravan itself glows.
Mm-hmm.
The glasses that Tech is wearing glows. Echo's 3 prosthetics glow. Hunter's tattoo glows. Crosshair's bow glows. Various weapons and armor and items within the caravan separately glow. And anything the party has that's magical also glows.
This is a lot to take in. Ryan is just gonna kind of stare in awe for a moment. Where's the rest of the party at this point? Are they just watching from the woods?
Well, Kitchen, Monric, and Fred were with you, so it would just be Val.
No, I
And
would have
I'm going
walked
to-
up, but I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I'm going to just kind of hand wave it, but Yugen would have been with Monric when Echo showed the prosthetic.
Mm-hmm.
So Yugen is with you guys, but he is just silently perusing the items available.
Sure.
Are there any interesting smithy items?
Roll me a perception check.
It was fated. A 21.
It was fated. Go ahead and give me a D100 roll, please, sir. Perfect.
82.
You find a set of smithing tools that look well cared for and well loved.
How much for the tools?
Tech glances at you and then shakes his head. Unfortunately, those are mine.
Oh, well, I wouldn't want to deprive a smith of their wares.
However, I do have this set. And he holds out another set that absolutely looks as well cared for, but not quite as well loved because they're not used quite as much.
Is it a better set than my current set?
Yes.
Oh, well then how much?
Well, these were quite valuable. I've been using them to teach Omega how to care for Echo's prosthetics on the off chance that we're separated and she's with him. I would say 20 gold pieces, and I'd part with.
Would you take a equally well cared for but smaller set as partial trade for the 15 gold and the old set?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, hey, not terrible.
That's not terrible. He considers, and he seems to deliberate for a bit before he nods. Sure, that sounds reasonable. And so you
Very
exchange
well.
your former smith's tools for these ones. Now, they have a specific name, which is going to change once I rename this character, but for now they are called Tex Tools.
That
And
could be a store.
they are called Tex Tools. And in addition to rolling with whatever it is that you would normally roll for your smith's tools, it gives you an additional +3
Wow,
to the roll.
that's nice. These will be well used and well taken care of. Thank you.
Calyx, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is your gun visible? Yes or no?
I would have taken the time to reload it on our break, but it would technically be under a cloak that goes over my the one
So
arm.
it's not visible then.
You can see the sashes that definitely hold the holster into place, but whether or not they can kind of let that click that there's possibly a weapon under his arm that is not a blade that they can see.
I guess, okay, I'm asking specifically, are you trying to hide it, yes or no?
It's just loosely covered. If I walk and it's uncovered, like, that's fine, I don't care.
Okay.
So, if I step up and it moves enough to a point to one of them, it can see it.
Right.
I'm not trying to
No,
keep it
that's,
hidden.
it's all good.
No.
How tall is Calyx again?
6'5".
Oh, good. A man who is only an inch shorter than you
Fantastic.
approaches you. He has the same. You're beefy, aren't you, as Calyx, or are you lanky?
Jacked.
You're jacked. Okay.
No,
My
I'm
God.
beefy enough. I'm
You're
not.
beefy,
No,
okay.
yeah, no, he's beefy.
This man is definitely more on the lanky side. He's the one with the bow that had been on top of the caravan.
Okay.
And you two are just far enough from the party that nobody is going to overhear you, but you're still within eye shot of everybody.
Uh-huh. Oh, fantastic. So we love secret conversations in this house.
Yes, we do. Would it be safe to assume that you're kind of like leaning against a tree watching this happen?
Possibly. Yeah.
Okay. He leans on a tree next to you.
Awkward, but continue.
So, I've noticed the weapon you have hidden under your cloak.
Well, if it was hidden, you wouldn't have seen it.
Most people wouldn't, but I'm not most people. I've only ever seen one other. And, the person who wielded it wasn't good. Not that I'm saying you are. It would be an assumption. But they weren't. How to. They weren't willing to back down. And they were more than willing to frame somebody if it got them what they wanted.
Sound like the... Hold on.
What was that?
I thought... Yeah, no. I thought... Okay, hold on. My brain trying to re-click on, like... Okay. Reaper gave me
Click
this.
and fire?
Yeah. Starting to click back into place, you know, get the wheels turning back on that train.
Yep.
Reaper's the one that gave me the gun.
Yep.
For me to assume, because Reaper wrote me a note that basically said there's only two like this in existence.
Yep.
I would assume that Reaper has the other one, right?
You would assume so.
Cool.
Yes. However, from the way he's talking, it may not be Reaper who has it.
Oh, okay. So it's fantastic. So basically everything he said, I was about to be like, huh, yeah, sounds like him. All right, your point. But, I mean, I guess if he's not like that.
Also, during this conversation, it's just striking you that he's been talking to you the entire time in Thieves' Cant.
Oh. I know that.
You do. Because hold on. I'm gonna find her name. Hold on.
Like, sitting here like, I know Thieves' Cant.
The one who actually gave you the gun, the
Yeah.
one that handed you the package, she's spoken to you in Thieves' Cant. That is a language you know. At least you better.
5 minutes into the conversation, I have no idea what you're saying, buddy.
Yeah,
but
this
I'm
guy
glad.
is blue. It's, the clouds aren't green. I don't know what the fuck you're telling me right now, bud.
I find it. This is why I have tomes of information. It's gonna take me a second.
Unless she took the painstaking time of teaching me Thieves' Cant.
You
Actually,
were
I could have
taught
learned it
Thieves'
as a child.
Yeah, you were taught Thieves' Cant. You know it. I know we have had this conversation already. Aha, found it. Nadia, the Shadow Rogue,
Yeah.
she has A, taught you Thieves' Cant, and B, she's the one who gave you the gun.
Okay. I thought she gave me thieves' tools.
She also gave you Thieves' Tools.
Wow, sugar mama. All right. Okay. Me remembering now, because I thought it was just thieves' tools, but now Thieves' Cant. All right. Always a fun conversation.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Just be cautious if you want the people you're traveling with to stay alive and not get framed for murder. Watch your back.
Do you have any other information on the one that has the other gun?
I wish I did, but no. We're hoping to get out of here as quickly as possible. Because something is going down, even if we can't agree on what's causing it. Something is happening in Pie City, and we don't want to be there when it happens.
All right. Thanks for the warning.
Best of luck. Alright. And...
Is there
All right.
anything that catches Orion's eye once they get
Yes.
used to staring at this blinding cart of things?
Yes. There is a set of They look like ink pots, but they're rather large-sized for ink pots. They seem to be only colored black and red. And, as you regard them, you realize that they are not ink, but instead, they are paint. But they are glowing.
What kind of magic are they glowing in?
I'm gonna tell you in just a second. I gotta pull up
Okay.
I gotta pull up the sheet.
It's like, I'm interested.
I know. I guess it would technically be transmutation magic? Technically?
Wondrous pigments.
Yes. Yes, they are.
What was that?
They
They're
are
wondrous
marvelous
pigments.
pigments.
Remarkable.
I don't know what that is.
I got you. Hang on.
You
Okay.
paint them and it comes alive, basically.
Pretty much.
Or
Cool.
as I remember it.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Marvelous pigments. Oh boy.
They're pretty cool.
What can you tell me about the inks you have there?
Well, we found them. Where did we find them? And Tech looks like he immediately gets lost in thought, trying to remember where they had found them. Before Omega speaks up. We pulled them out of that one cave. The one that looked like it had been abandoned by maybe a sapphire dragon? The scales were really shiny, but they were blue. But they weren't like blue dragon, they were definitely more gem colored. So, but it had been long abandoned, so we just managed to grab what was the only thing that was salvageable, which was those 2 pots of paint, but none of us are particularly skilled with painting besides keeping a fresh coat on the carts, so they don't really do us any good.
Do you know what they do?
Well, I kind of experimented with it at one point, and I managed to make this. And you watch as she clambers back up onto the cart for a moment and digs around underneath the seat before she pulls out what looks like a crudely drawn knight. And it looks kind of like a doll. But like I said, crudely drawn because it was done by a kid.
Would Orion, not Otter, would Orion know anything about inks of this variety? Through their
Yes.
study of books?
Not even through your study of books. The fact of who you were created by, these are his creations. To give mortals the ability to create something out of a drawing, this is his creation, which is something you would be familiar with.
Oh boy! I'm sorry, poor stable person, or not stable person, trader person. You're about to get an earful of information.
If you are talking to Tech and Omega, which you are,
Yes.
They are listening with rapt attention as you start telling them all about it.
To paraphrase, they go into explaining the theory behind these inks and how they originated from. Oh, sorry, Prometheus.
Yo, same. But yeah, so that's where you're at.
Yep.
As per.
So, usually these sets come in 4, but what would you be looking for the 2?
For a minute, Tech looks like he's gonna speak up, and so does Echo. Before it is Omega that speaks up instead. Also, we have gotten a hydrate, and just enough, I did see the party appreciation we're gonna do it at the end. I think I would be willing to give them to you if you could demonstrate the ability to use them effectively by maybe creating me a new knight. Her price? Use the pigments to draw her a new knight.
So, they're free if I can fabricate a better knight, is what you're telling
Well,
me.
you're technically paying her by giving her a new doll, so...
Sure, is this the little one?
Yes, this is the child.
Oh boy. I promise, Wretched, not to draw another Manticore with the new ink for this child. That seems amenable. I would pick a color.
Could you do it sort of together to give him a little bit more personality? Orion, it is at this point that you notice that the armor and the clothing that all of the siblings are wearing, like all of the traders are wearing, are colored red and black.
With my knowledge of the paints, can they be mixed in such a fashion?
Yes, they can.
Sure.
And even if rules as written says they can't, too damn bad, this is my game.
Fair enough. Would you like me to style it after your armor? And they'll kind of look around.
She looks really excited before she kind of moves over and grabs the big guy and tugs him over. Because he is the one that is dressed like a stereotypical knight, except the fact that his armor is colored more of like a gunmetal and dark gray with the reds on it. So, there is your model.
Sure. Before I start drawing, can you hold on to something for me while I draw?
She looks confused.
Hold out your arm.
She does so, without question. Although, the rest of her brothers are a little bit kind of, what are you doing? They are nervous. She is not, because she trusts strangers.
Lovely. They will see Orion reach behind her head, like past her head.
Yep.
And pull out an owl from behind her ear and place owl on her arm.
Nice. She is wide-eyed and fascinated.
And and I would like to start drawing a knight in red and black armor following the large fellow in front of me.
Fantastic. I'm gonna need you to give me a performance check, please.
You bet. Beep boop. Hey! That's actually pretty good. What do I have for performance? It's a +2! That's an 18.
Nice. Yeah, it takes you quite a bit of time to do the drawing.
I'm not used
so,
to working with paint.
Yeah, so while you're kind of, I'm going to say distracted doing this, is anybody else looking for something?
I'm shopping around.
All right, Kitchen, we haven't heard from you in a while, and you were the first one that was like, ooh, Caravan, I'm going to walk over. And then we just never did anything with you, and I am so sorry.
No worries. Honestly, Kitchen just wanted to shop. He was excited to just spend a bit of gold.
Sure, well, you have the whole caravan in front of you, sir.
Okay. I mean, I was kind of looking either for like a new weapon.
A self-heating frying pan.
Oh, that would be nice too. Anything like that, or just anything that he would consider useful, especially.
That would work as a weapon too.
Yeah.
Frying pan with fire damage? Man.
I am not giving you a frying pan that heats metal on its own. That sounds dangerous.
That's fine. I know heat metal.
God damn it. Anyway. So you're looking for a new weapon. Any weapon in particular?
Either something that I could use as a meat tenderizer or a cleaver. I gotta keep my babies around.
Okay.
You can use a frying pan as a meat cleaver. Just not a good one.
It won't
Just
be
sharpen
very
the edges.
clean cuts, but it'll cut through something if you hit it hard enough.
You find a set of kitchen tools, but it is clear that they're, like, you're just kind of seeing it peeking out, from behind something, but it is clear that that is put there because that's their cooking utensils. There doesn't seem to be anything that's going to work for your specification.
Okay. How about like a cloak or anything like that?
A cloak?
Yeah. Kind of just fishing for a cloak of protection.
Of course.
If I'm honest.
Roll me a D100, please, sir.
One sec. Gotta remember how to do that.
Slash roll 1D100. Slash roll space 1D100.
Thank you.
Okay. You find a cloak, and it looks like it has the beginnings to a cloak of protection, but almost as if the embroidery had been stopped. That would finish off the spell.
Okay.
So, like, it's 3/4 of the way done, and just needs a little bit more magic and a little bit more time to finish off.
Excuse me. How much would you like for this cloak?
Echo kind of looks at it and gives a small shrug. I'm not sure that we're really in the business of selling things that we haven't completed. And then he calls out to Hunter, who approaches and takes one look at the cloak that's in your hands and gives a little bit of a chuckle. That would take me another 4 hours to complete if you're willing to wait.
Kitchen immediately just turns to the rest and be like, "We wait? Yes? This is a nice cloak. I'd really like to get it."
Sure, we can wait.
Orion is just drawing.
How much is the cloak?
Well,
Before we commit to anything.
depending on what you're willing to barter, determines how much we're willing to spend.
Okay.
Because just the big thing about this economy is that it is barter based. Like, even though
Yeah.
you'll get gold and stuff, the reason why I keep asking you what you want to do with the bodies after you've dealt with combat is because this is a barter economy.
Okay.
And guess who has a whole bunch of manticore meat?
Well,
Is this your subtle way
it's
of
Roderick.
telling us?
No.
Is this your subtle way of telling us to just start butchering everything we kill to sell?
it feels like it is.
We got some manicore spikes too.
Well, so I've got plenty of meat, and I don't know. Are any of you decent cooks?
Wrecker sort of puts his hand up and then wobbles it back and forth.
Okay, so probably not then. How about I trade you a nice hot meal and the rest of my manticore meat for, for the coming days.
How much manticore meat?
Maddie, how much manticore meat?
You probably got a good solid 10 pounds of meat off of that manticore,
10 pounds.
and you're going to cook us a hot meal to start.
I am.
He does
He's
great
a good
food.
cook. I recommend it.
They vouch for me.
Alright. You have yourself a deal.
All right, let's shake
Ready?
on it.
He holds his hand out for you, and I need you to give me a strength saving throw, please.
12.
His grip is firm, almost bordering on painful. Almost. Which is kind of surprising considering the fact that you watch as he pulls out the rest of the things that he needs to finish embroidering this cloak. Cody, when all is said and done, you will have a cloak of protection.
Ooh, okay. And all my money.
Just none of your manticore meat.
Ah, I forgot about it already.
What manicore meat?
We fought a manicore?
Okay, so Monarch got something. Fred has been absolutely entertained by Omega, but Fred, is there anything that you would like to barter and or trade for? With this group. I need to figure out a name for them because you are going to run into them again.
A better crossbow.
There doesn't seem to be a single crossbow in the caravan. And you're realizing it's probably because the guy who deals with all of the ranged weaponry has a thing against crossbows.
Okay, well, not much I could do to help that.
Is there anything else, Fred?
Not really. Unless you got health potions.
Give me a perception
Find
check.
yourself some shoes.
Oops. Perception, I suck. Yeah, I suck though.
Roll me a D100, please.
$37.
Well, you don't find any health potions. But what you do find instead is a book. and it seems to be a book entitled World Heroes.
World heroes?
World Heroes. It seems to be like an encyclopedia. And as you're flipping through it, you see names that are familiar to you. Because you've heard their stories before. Please hold while I open up my other lore book. So I'm looking for a specific thing. Because I wrote this all up. Where is it?
Come on.
You find that the entry that you open to is the tale of Jace and Ashoka. Which you know is a fabled tale of two warriors so in love that even death could not separate them.
What? Well, how much for the book? This is fascinating.
Echo glances at it and then kind of gives another shrug. That we would be willing to part with for free. It's not really doing us any good, and we prefer the stories that we tell to those anyway. So it's yours, as long as you take care of it.
Oh, I take very good care of my things. Thank you.
Enjoy them. So, does anybody have anything else that they want to deal with the caravan? Otter, you are able to render this night. It takes you an hour and a half to do, but you are able to successfully render the night, and you have 2 mostly full jars of marvelous pigments now at your disposal.
Lovely.
Tools also count as an artificer's, or is it just a smith's tools?
They are just smith's tools for right now. If you choose to multiclass into artificer, we'll talk.
Okay.
Just
was
so
supposed to
I
have a
know,
hammer.
just so I know how much of these pigments are left. It says each one is supposed to cover 1,000 square feet. How much would you say mostly full would equate to?
If it's 3/4, like let's say that each of them are full to 3/4, it's so you'd have 750 square feet per jar.
Okay, so black and red, 750 square feet.
Yep. During this 4 hours, Yugen has been teaching Artax how to play fetch using catapult and a stick. Which, for the record, fascinates the shit out of Rucker. So
After Orion is done drawing,
Mhm.
they'll hand the figurine to, one more time, the child's name?
Omega.
Omega.
And that's what her name is for right now. I'm actually going to give them names that fit the world that also aren't going to get us sued by the mouse.
Okay, well, temporarily Omega. We'll hand them the figurine and extend a hand out for Owl to hop back on my arm, and then just kind of go like that, and they're gone.
The owl does so, and she is ecstatic over the night. And she is thanking you profusely. During your 4 hours here, you learn a little bit more about their family dynamic. While they seem a little bit standoffish with each other, it is clear that it is done in such a way as it's teasing and good-natured. But they all seem to have a hand in raising Omega. Each of them is teaching her something different and giving her all sorts of skills that she could possibly need. And after the 4 hours are up, after Kitchen has cooked them a hot meal, given them the leftover manticore meat, your purchases have been, handed over to those that were still waiting. Kitchen, you have a lovely cloak of deep emerald green that is covered in almost obsidian colored thread. That is your cloak of protection.
I quite like this. Thank you.
The Clockwork Caravan bids you farewell and continues on their journey towards Thropes and towards Watandi. You, as a group, collectively, head towards Egas. You are a day outside of Egas when you see an encampment. When these guys said that they skirted Egas as much as possible, it is clear that they didn't have a choice unless they wanted to go right through the town. There is a huge military presence here. And it is... Did I mention... I'm 90% sure I mentioned the colors for those two. Do you think I could remember what they were?
Yep.
Raymond and Alistair both have specific colors. Their colors are here, surrounding the town. As well, as well, there is... Hang on. I have it in C token. The colors this time are gold. To match the golden dragonborn that calls this place home. Anybody native to Farah knows that Egas is single-handedly run by Knight Lieutenant Dame Yesme the Gladiator. And as you approach the gates, standing in them is a tall, golden-scaled dragonborn, who I need to double check so I don't tell you the wrong weapon, because she has a specific weapon she uses. Hold on, hold tight. On her hips is a dagger and a short sword. And she stands there with her arms crossed, watching you approach. And that is where we're going to call it for this evening. I hope everybody had fun and enjoyed session. I'm sorry we were a little bit late starting, but it is what it is. We'd like to thank our sponsors, D&D Beyond. That is D and letter N, dbeyond.com. And it is a great repository for all things 5e. In addition to this, we did have a party appreciation thing for Otter. So please, sir, off you go.
Absolutely. Eugen, you're not here, but we're just going to start with you anyway. I appreciate you joining us in Dire Bear for this campaign, kind of out of the blue. It's great to actually get you back into D&D, and I really look forward to learning more about Yugen and Artax, which still is going to just give me nightmares of my childhood every time I hear their name. For Kitchen, you joined us a little later than everyone else, but you have me dying every time you cast a spell. All of the flavor and thought you've put into Kitchen is incredible. You killed a manticore because it was allergic to onions, and it just makes me so happy on many levels.
Thank you.
Calyx, Val, whatever the hell we're calling you these days. You're very brash for a character, and, you know, it suits them well. But they have this weird soft side that comes out here and there. I'm looking forward to seeing where the hell this goes. I just love the brooding in the background. It's such a stark contrast to the last character I played with you, which was literally a beacon of light.
Shut up.
You broke up there. What?
I had to switch it up, you know.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'm loving it. Monric, our big beefy boy in the front. I enjoy, as Orion, giving Monric interesting things to think about, both history and psychologically. I look forward to our conversations in the future. I really want to see what you do with Monric, because you have a really fun start so far. Now you're starting to get into the combat maneuvers. Monric's going to be some good fun, and I am super looking forward to it.
Well, I hope so.
And
I definitely look forward to hearing more from Otter.
and it super tickles me that right off the bat, Monric was just the one that Orion was like, here's a bunch of lore, I'm not thinking about what I'm saying, and then never brought it back up.
Brain breaking.
Oh. And Fred, the enthusiasm of the party. The sheer energy you bring with Fred every week is just astounding. Fred is a lot to get used to because of that energy, but I couldn't picture them any other way. There's a lot of things it seems Fred hasn't brought up. We've kind of scratched the surface of a few, but I look forward to meeting and learning more of them as we go. And Maddie. I know schedules have been bonkers the last little bit, and we haven't been able to play as much as we could have been. And, you know, life happens, but you seem so much more comfortable running your homebrew world here. It's been fun to see you kind of thrive in your own world, bringing this to the stage for us. And I'm really looking forward to where the heck all of this is going. And the fact that you gave me, as a player, a weirdly large amount of freedom for creating lore, which I won't go into, still blows my mind.
I mean, to be fair, everybody has that ability.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to introduce something as canon, and it absolutely works in my world, bam, it's canon.
Yep.
But
I
yes,
have a very
definitely-
small
But I
scope.
definitely gave you more than the others.
I have a very small scope of what I'm allowed to modify, but that scope is pretty much a blank slate, and I don't know what to do with it.
Oh no, I gave my players too much creative freedom. Whatever will I do?
Oh, frantically writes down notes when epiphanies happen.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell do you think I just did with Caravan, with the Clockwork Caravan? Come on now.
Yeah, no, hey, but that is my love for the party. Thank you all for being so fantastic, and I'm looking forward to where all of this leads. Chaos. How long before Vale burns down a city because we're bored? Could be tomorrow. Could be a week.
Who knows? But that being said, of course, we're gonna bid you all a good night. Do we have Precarious's game tomorrow?
We do.
Otter? All right, join Precarious over on his stream for another wonderful horror episode featuring featuring Otter and Given.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, perfect.
Things are getting real intense, and
Viewer
Oh, boy.
discretion is advised.
yes, it is very mature themed. Lots of gore, lots of gnarly descriptions. Only tune in if that is something you're okay with.
Saturday, assuming nothing goes wrong and nobody winds up getting hurt, we will have the Stolen Cities finally. Good God, I hope. We dealt with a bunch of... Oh God. We dealt with a bunch of creatures. We wound up creating a pact for the local townsfolk and them, and everything worked out. Nobody died. Nobody got hurt. Somebody almost got electrocuted, but that's besides the point. So join us again on Saturday. We'll be back, hopefully. We have another episode on Sunday of... What? Varenheim. The group is going to investigate this town further as to why its inhabitants keep forgetting travelers that pass by, and whether or not Jonathan Tiller has any role to play. I'm looking forward to seeing more of that. The Troubleshooters are back next week! I'm excited. I'm sure the two players that are on my game here that are on Monday nights are excited. We will see the return of the Troubleshooters on Monday for Act 3? Season 3?
Season 3. Mild panic from Moonin as they figure out what the hell they're doing as part of a warlock now.
Tuesday, we have another episode of The World at War, based on the Scion system. Violetta, the band's friend in the media, tries to help them spin their recent misstep. The people of Olympus seem to be losing faith in them. Can the band turn public opinion around, or will the city continue to look to the rival Varigayan band? I butchered that name.
I'm not
so
sure how to
sorry,
pronounce it
Jason.
either.
I'm so sorry, Jason. I love you. I butchered that name, but I mean, Deca's used to that after all the names he's given me before. Wednesday night, we will see another episode of Thalskallen Nights, and I want you to know that as the DM, I know what's happening in that campaign, and JT is doing a fantastic job at it, and y'all are in for a treat. After fending off her attackers, Spleen is being cleaned of her attacker after effects. The Midsummer Festival will start tomorrow, and the Guild's mages will come and help investigate the ley lines that are coming through Medenstad. What will happen? You'll have to find out by tuning in on Wednesday. And of course, we left off our night with the Knight Lieutenant standing at the gates of her own city, watching the party approach. What is going on? Why is the army and military set up around the city? And which of those rumors was true? Are there knights missing? Is the crown princess really been kidnapped? Is the king just deciding, fuck it, we're gonna invade Farah find out this and more next week when we come back. We are in the middle of a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen, so please remember, wash your hands, wear your mask, social distance, be kind to one another, and remember, roar for initiative. See y'all next week.